Yep.
Hi everyone, welcome to the October live chat of Babe Book Club. We are so excited this month to have the lovely Kaydence Snow with us, who wrote the
Yay.
fantastic book. I even got it this month. Variant Lost this book.
Yay.
I cannot. I am so Gumby. This is the old cover, but to be honest, I think I like this one better. Do you have the new cover with you?
Actually, I have the old cover here as well.
I bought this just before it ran out because I loved the old covers.
Yeah, I love the old covers too. I didn't change them because I didn't like them. It was just time to rebrand. It was a business decision.
But so we're going to be talking all things Variant Lost as well as our other October books and some other cool stuff that we've got to share with you. So first up, I'm going to flick to Cami, who is going to put Cadence in the hot seat with some sneaky Variant Lost questions.
Okay, so first of all, I did a TikTok and thank you for duetting it. We were so excited. I mean, we've been doing this for a month now where we try and review, let's say, or I don't know, just pick an interest of the TikTok. And we loved it. So for this month, it's you and Belle Brooks who duetted our TikToks and we were so happy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I chose Variant Lost because I really, 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 really loved it. It's like it's everything I want in a paranormal book. And I remember we picked 3 books in the beginning for people to vote. And then I think we read the blurbs then, but then we forgot about it because there are so many books. And then when the book is picked, we just go in blind. I just knew it was reverse harem and it was complete, thank God.
Yeah.
Because we have so many series that, yes. So especially when you find something that you really want to continue and you have to wait a long time. So I freaking loved it. It was very, very, very good. So it's a series about fated bonds, and I love the fact that she connected with the guys one by one, and she chased them, and then she was clueless about some things. So and she was very strong, and I like when a female character empowers the guys and their vision of choosing her and having, I don't know, like Alec does. He didn't want her because of his powers, and so it was so complex on their relationship and how they have a perfect balance, and the fact that they are a family and love each other but wouldn't want to share her. And then that's another side of the, I don't know, it gave a real aspect of it. So you think on real life how people would react on these sort of things. So yeah, so loved it. And that plane scene. So I remember reading it, and when I read, I like my imagination goes again, and I was thinking like, what would the plane? I don't know if it crashed. And then the next scene, the plane crashed, and I was like, did I imagine that? So yeah, so it's like it was a movie in my head. So boom, yeah.
I love it because I see it in my it's like as a movie in my head when I'm writing it. So that's really nice to hear.
Yes, you delivered. So for me, I think from this October, that was my favorite book because it was a series and I could stay in their world a bit and it was complete. So that's a major plus.
Oh, thank you.
So, thank you for writing it. I think Kat has some questions on.
Yeah, I do. So, Cadence, if you could have one variant power, what would it be?
I would have telekinesis. I would have Josh's power.
Okay. You say that. What would you use it for? Like, you were so certain of that. I mean, because you know what you're going to use it for.
It's because I've given this a lot of thought, okay? And like when the books were first coming out and I was doing kind of promo around it, it's one of the kind of engagement things I used to ask on social media is like, if you could have any supernatural ability, what would you have? And so the question was thrown back at me a lot. And yeah, for me, it's telekinesis because, like, just for the convenience of it.
Yeah.
So it's the whole
Oh,
being able to make coffee before hopping out of bed.
Exactly.
like
Or
shutting
like,
the blinds or
yeah, or you go
the
upstairs
lights.
and you realize you left something. But also, I've always wanted to fly, and so it's kind of like a 2-for-1 power. So
Yeah, that is very true. That would be a very cool power. Okay. So it's set mostly in Melbourne, which, as an Aussie girl, I love reading books set in Australia because there's just not enough of them out there. And so it's set in Melbourne and the US. Now, I've read you've moved around a lot personally. So where apart from Melbourne, obviously, is your favourite place to live, or what's your favourite place to live?
I don't know about my favorite place to asking me other than Melbourne, because Melbourne is my favorite place to live. Like, this is my home. I've lived here longer than I have anywhere, and I am not interested in ever moving again. But the places that I lived before that, I was a kid, and we were kind of like, it was a rough time for my family because I was born in Bosnia, and we left when the war started, and so all the kind of living in different places up to the time we settled in Australia was like really a bit tumultuous and uncertain for us. So I don't have another favorite place I've lived. I've got like 30 favorite places that I've been to, but
Okay, well, sorry to have touched a rough spot there.
oh no, it's fine. I'm more than happy to talk about it.
Okay, the places you visited then, what was your favourite place to visit? Since they're obviously happier memories.
So Mykonos in Greece, I really, really loved, and will never forget because that's where my husband proposed to me. I really loved Venice because it felt like stepping back in time. And it was so cool. I don't know if anyone saw when kind of the first wave of COVID hit and everything shut down. I don't know if anyone saw the pictures of the Venice canals, like all clearing up. That was nuts to me. So yeah, I loved Venice. And then there's a spot in Thailand that my husband and I went to that's not really in a touristy area. It's kind of in a quieter part of Thailand that just kind of had this one short strip of road that had all the shops and the restaurants near our hotel, and every single meal we had was just exceptional. That's when I travel, I'm like all about the food. Like,
yeah, same.
You remember that meal we had at that little place? Like, that's what I remember.
Yeah, definitely agree. I'm a foodie as well, so
yeah.
Totally
and
relate.
a drinker when I travel. Usually at home I don't do that, but when I travel, it's
cocktails for sure.
And everything I like to. For me, this is the culture aspect. You try the food and the drinks, so you try everything. Yeah,
absolutely.
Not quite, but yes.
Yep.
Looking forward to Babe, where we can sit down and have a drink.
Yes.
Lots of drinks. Because I'm traveling, so you know.
Yeah, of course.
So it's okay. As opposed to me, who's just coming up and driving an hour. Okay. So from very last, if you had to choose one guy from the harem, who would it be?
Tyler.
Not you, Kat.
If you cannot have his superpower, just pick him.
All right. Well, who would you all pick?
Alec.
Yeah, I was going to say Alec as well. Yeah, I've got a thing for the whole. Yeah.
Hard to get. Yeah.
Emotionally unavailable.
Yes, pretty much.
And the ones with deep meaning and everything. So.
Yeah.
I was going to say Alec too, and then I was like, what does that say about me?
Okay.
Hey, I wrote him.
But then you guys... But yeah, then they just like straight off the bat, like Alec. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not alone.
He gets a lot of love. He's a favorite, and I think a lot of people think he's my favorite because of that. But I really don't. Like, I've never been able to answer this question. And like, while I was writing the books, whoever was kind of more prominent in a particular scene, or that I was kind of plotting through, that would be my favorite at the time, because I would just be really in it and really enjoying like writing his moment with Eve. But then I'd start moving on and working on other things, and then he'd be my favorite, and it was just impossible.
That's cool.
That's the thing, they each had such a strong voice in the book. I find some of us harems, they become lost because a lot of their scenes are together, whereas because their scenes were quite separate, and a lot of their journey was done individually with her, they each had strong voices, and I really liked that about the book. So
and also their relationship as a whole, they had to learn together how to be together. So
because that's the thing, they were already a unit in the first place. So
thank you. I put a lot of effort into that. Character development is like at the top of the list of priorities before I can start writing anything. I need my characters to be really clear and distinct, because that's what I love to read. I love when I read feeling like I really know who the character is. So I try to make sure I write that into my books.
Okay.
We
now,
agree.
You did.
I guess the next question is what's the biggest highlight of your author journey so far?
It's probably two, to be honest. The first one was being able to quit my day job and do this full time. That was like dream come true. And being able to do it a lot sooner than what I planned. So that's definitely a highlight. The other one is getting to meet and become friends with some of the authors that I had been reading and fangirling over for, however long before I published my own. Just like getting to know people in the community and doing the signings and like just really being part of this world more has just been such a blessing, because it's the most wonderful community. Like, readers are just the best people. So that's been like really special to me, making those connections.
The more I get to know this community, the more I realize how supportive it is, both in terms of the readers, but also how you authors have your little groups of beta readers who read each other's books and who support each other, and it's really a cool little network you've got going. So it's really nice to see you supporting each other like through the journeys that you're all taking. So
absolutely.
It's really nice. So he's going off script a bit. Who are you looking forward to seeing at Babe?
Oh God. Well, like all the authors that I've made friends with along the way, for sure. Coralie June, 100%. Like, anytime I get to see her, like, she's my girl. Tate, definitely, and Jamin. Oh God, I'd really love to meet Laura Thalassa. She's and like buy all her books. I haven't had the chance to meet her yet, so I'd love to meet her. Trying to remember if this person has been confirmed or not. I'm worried
you
about.
Can say it. You can say it.
I might just leave it at that for now.
That's fine. You can tell us on the download later.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, there's so many fantastic authors. Actually, Coralie June was the first reverse harem I read, her Sunshine and Bullets. So yeah, no,
that's one of my all-time favorite series.
Yeah, I bought it at the last Babe, and it is definitely one of the great ones out there because fantastic. Bronwyn said I love this series, and
Thank
hi
you,
Bronwyn.
Yeah.
I popped that up there a bit ago. Okay, what was your first thought when your books took off? I guess we sort of covered that, didn't we, when we talked about your highlight about being able to take time off. But did you want to add to that?
Yeah. So I guess it depends on your definition of took off. And for me, I feel like that really happened with book one. And I really was not expecting it. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm doing something, I am all in. So, like, before I published my first book, I cannot tell you the amount of research and reading I did. I went online and I read articles and I did webinars and got up at 4 a.m. to do the live ones because they're all on US time. Like really learned as much as I could about publishing and indie publishing and, like how readers find books and about marketing. Like I really educated myself. And so I knew, like I was very realistic about the fact that it can take several years and, like somewhere between 5 to 15 published titles before most authors are able to go full-time with their writing career. So I was very realistic with my expectations. Really, all I hoped was to cover the costs of what it cost me to produce the book, right? So the editing and the cover. And
not your time. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Just the money I took out of savings to invest in it. I would have been more than happy because, like, most people don't even break even. And so for it to hit number one in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia Amazon stores in multiple categories, I was nowhere near, like never expected that level. And so when you ask like what was my reaction, I'm not kidding, for a few days I was actually convinced that Amazon was glitching and showing me someone else's data.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, we'll wait for it to update. So disbelief basically.
Because that's the thing. I remember your first book coming out because I actually read it when it first came out, and it was amazing then. Because you were this author that came out of nowhere, and it was a great book that from an unheard of author, and it's not often that someone bursts on the indie scene the way that you did. So. I can see where you put in those hours behind the scenes. Bronwyn actually asked a good question. What was your job before writing full time? Was it something science based? Because your knowledge of genetics, either you can make up it really well, or you did a lot of research about genetics.
So I do. It wasn't in science. I do a lot of research with anything I write. If there's a topic that I'm kind of tackling or alluding to that I don't have personal experience with, I will do research because I want to make sure that, even though I know there's only like a small percentage of people who will read it who actually have, like legit knowledge of a topic, I just don't want anyone to be thrown out of a story by inconsistencies. So I will do the research. So that was all research. Having said that, I did work for a little while for a health startup. So basically, I've worked many jobs. I was in the events industry for a while. I was an operations manager for a styling company. I worked in a distribution center for Penguin Random House. I then, so after the events job, I started freelancing as a content and copywriter. So that's where some of my kind of marketing knowledge came from, and the research abilities. But I feel like anyone who's been to university, you kind of know how to research.
Yeah.
Kind of forced to. So yeah, I did freelance as a content copywriter for a few years, and then essentially I was between contracts, and NaNoWriMo came around, which is in November, is National Novel Writing Month. It's just this organization that does it every year, and I thought, I've got a month, I'm not going to take any work on, I just want to see if I can do it, and that's how Variant Lost started. But I did also, so the very last job I had before going full time, I was doing admin for a community legal centre. So a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, no, wow,
That's crazy.
I never found a job that was really fulfilling, because this is what I was meant to be doing, and
your passion lay in writing. It was obviously.
It's good you found it early.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, good for me too.
Yeah. Okay, last question. What was your last 5-star read?
Oh shit. Oh man, I'd have to get my Kindle. What was I reading recently that I was like, oh, you know what? Probably the last one that really like sucked me in, and that I'm like gagging for the next book, is Jennifer L. Armentrout's recent series.
Yeah.
I think the first one is called From Blood and Ash.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with titles, but yeah, that series.
Yeah, no, I know the one you're talking about. I know that he has terrible cliffhangers, so I haven't started that one because I know it would kill me. So
I didn't realize.
I tend to read hers, but I tend to read them when they're done. So I can imagine that one would be fantastic.
I don't mind cliffhangers so much, because I do kind of also enjoy like the agony of waiting for it. Like
yeah, but it depends how much.
Yeah.
It's funny. This is a reoccurring discussion with us, actually. The agony and the efficacy of cliffhangers, whether they're a good thing or a bad thing. But Bronwyn said, I like that you include Fitzroy in your book. I cooked at a pub there when I went to uni. So
yes, very trendy area of Melbourne. For those who are from around there, I needed somewhere that would have really good coffee. Although there's not really anywhere in Melbourne you can go that doesn't have good coffee. But
good coffee, no, sure. That's the thing. A lot of Australia has nice coffee. So we don't have that drip stuff that they pass off in America. So I think it's all good.
Well, you've all read the book, you know what I think.
Yeah. I say that, and I don't even drink coffee. So there you go. I just think for the people that live in my house that drink coffee. So I think that about wraps up Variant Lost. So thank you so much for talking of Variant Lost with us, Kaydence. We have really appreciated you joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We have absolutely loved that book, and it yeah, brilliant read. We totally recommend it. If you haven't read it, read it and absolutely devour it, because I know that we have. And any other series that Cadence has written, I'm sure is absolutely as good. So yeah,
Thank you.
that's
Hot
fine.
tip: if you haven't picked it up yet, I would recommend grabbing the box set because it does have a shitload of bonus content.
That's what I did.
That's what I did.
I have to say I love firstly bonus content, but also perspectives from other characters in the book. I think that gives such a wider picture. So yeah, no, I'm totally love bonus content, so that's great. So yeah, as I said, you're so yeah, you're welcome to join us for the rest of the night. Or if you're busy editing your upcoming work, which I've seen the story, what do we call them? Storyboards or edit boards? Or what's the aesthetic boards? That's
I
it.
think I posted one like little aesthetic teaser.
I know. It's very cool. So yeah, I saw that, and it's and the little clip for it. So I'm very interested to see what that's.
But there's definitely more info coming very shortly, like probably next week. But yes, I am I was hoping to finish it today, but I didn't. So I am going to bail out because I'm very tired and I have to get it early tomorrow because my editor's deadline is tomorrow.
Okay, we better let you go so you can get back to your next book. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast. It was so nice to meet you all.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we'll
Can't
see
wait
you
to meet you at
guys.
Babe.
Can't wait to meet you in person at Babe.
Yeah. Bye.
Same. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was Cadence, everyone, and definitely go back and read book 2 and 3, because not only find out what happens with I'm having a mental blank of the main character. Cammy, help me out here.
Eve.
Thank you. Oh, it's even in the title, and I haven't even been for him. Eve and all of her men. But you will find out what happens with the big bad guys. Okay. Next up, I'm sick of talking. Lana, can we go to Repsonic and then we'll go back to Wicked Rejection?
Yeah. Yes. So, where is it? Repsonic by Laura Salazar. Yeah, I'm gonna edit that because I don't like it. Hey, there we go. I really, really loved this, obviously, because we just spent $200 on the special editions. We have to wait till February, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm like having a mental blank too and being like, what was it even about? I mean, I know what it was about, but that's lots of hype. Hang on, I'm just going to read Angel's.
Desmond Flynn. He's, so gorgeous.
Yes.
I know I said I'd stop talking.
So actually with him, while I was reading it, I was like having like a Lana reader Lana, and then like a mum Lana who has a young girl who's coming up that is going to be going through like having boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. And I was just like, I would just not like it if any of my kids were like attracted to something like that. But like reading me was like, oh, swoon, I love you. I want one. Where do I get a partner? But no, I absolutely loved it. Oh my God, what's the main character's name?
Callie.
Pardon?
Callie and Des.
Callie. Yes. So I loved that she was like a PI.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved that. I don't know what it is, but like when I licked him first. Yes. It's all right. I'm okay to share your lick. That's fine. But yeah, no, I loved her, and I loved her best friend. I can't wait to read the other. So I've only read the first one. I can't wait to see how she gets more like screen time. I guess
More.
like see what her actual like what her power is and like how powerful she is, because it's like hinted at like a couple of times and I'm like, oh, she's gonna be a badass. And I just love their relationship. I thought that was like a highlight for me. Also it was just really sweet because he's been there forever. Like he's pretty much like the
There.
first time she felt safe after like
Yeah.
her mum passed was when she was with him. And I just thought that was really sweet how like she came up knowing him. And it was kind of like I actually laughed at myself at one point because like they were talking about how he didn't go away and like he was like watching her and stuff. And then that I just went back to that Rasmus song. Like, I've been watching, I've been waiting. Ange knows the one.
Yeah.
That means that. I was like, I cracked up laughing to myself. My family thought I was weird. But yeah, other than that, I just thought it was really, really sweet. I absolutely loved it. And I can't wait to read the next ones, but I'm not going to do that until February.
Because you're waiting until you get the books?
Mm-hmm. I want to highlight everything and write and draw in the book and
what?
Because there's no way I'm getting rid of it. So I can make it pretty.
Write the books.
Yeah.
It's called Love. It's loving books. Don't worry. It's taken me like, what am I, 32? It's taken me this long to be able to be okay to highlight and like draw in a book.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Yeah. No. Just, I'm not posting them to you now. I'm selling them off. Oh, wow.
Am I alone here? Why am I alone in this?
I don't say anything because I agree. And you cannot shove me out. So.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's.
The fact that he came during a full moon, I was like, yes, dude, seriously, you break the rules for her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was like he wasn't creepy like Edward in Twilight. No. Like he was kept away because of the wish that she made.
I love that. I love that. So that's a highlight for me.
Yeah. I
that was like that hit me in the feels, eh?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And I love the fact that she was a siren because you see so many, I don't know, wolves and vampires, and it's great when you find something else. And I've only ever read one siren book before, or two, I think two.
Yeah.
So that's good for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
I liked.
Go on, Lana.
No, I liked that she was. I liked that she was like a siren, but it didn't have Sweet FA to do about water. She went to the beach once. I loved that. Yeah. Loved that. Because usually though if there's a siren in it, it's very like mermaidy. And I liked that she was just a siren. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was like really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was. Yeah, I just loved it. It was a love story. Like at its heart, it was just this absolute amazing love story. Even though he was like he starts and you think he's a bad guy, but he's really not a bad guy. I just absolutely loved it.
It's like as we were reading through the books, like we got to like peel, like every like chunk of the book was like a different layer of the onion.
Yeah.
Except there's like a nice caramelly center in the middle.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, it's definitely got me wanting to read her Horseman series, which Death comes out in a few days, I think it is. And so I'm holding off reading the rest until that one's just about out, just in case.
Or out.
Yeah.
Because if you read faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard amazing things about the Four Horsemen, and also that was the book that I was more interested in reading than Repsonic, and absolutely loved Repsonic. So now I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
So so I'm so excited to read that. So, and thank you. I think it was Ange who put up that it was free. Pestilence was free the other day, because I picked that up. So that was awesome. But I think I did hear that there was rape in that, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me.
My sister-in-law read it and she said it's a bit darkish.
Yes.
And and she didn't notice or seen the triggers, and she was like, "Yikes!" So expect trigger warnings or.
So if you're going to read it, just beware there may be triggers, because but I'm so excited to read that series. And yes, I didn't get past book 1 in the Bargainer series because I got sick, but that is definitely on my list for December because I'll have time off over the Christmas break. So, no, fantastic. Loved it. Absolutely loved that book. Hence why I blew $200 on the covers. So
no regrets.
No regrets.
I said it was a birthday present.
Yeah, I just said I wanted.
I'm still technically on a book buying ban.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to buy a $2 book that was like in the pop-up thing. It was like a special. And I was like, oh my gosh, $2. And it was a book that I've been looking for ages. And he was like, no, you're on a book buying ban.
And you didn't buy it?
No.
Men
He's
suck
like, go and
sometimes.
he's like, go and read the other 165 you've got over there. So I'll just get it when you're at work.
We need to have an intervention with James, honestly, because it's a too
Yep.
I got nothing. Sorry. Are we done with Repsonic? Can we move on? I think we've gushed enough. Okay, next up is Wicked Rejection. Did I do that? Yes. You fix it up, Lana. Okay. That's me. Wicked Rejection by Scarlet Snow. Thank you. It's in the bottom of the screen. I'm having a shocker. Okay. Paranormal romance shifter, rejected mates, is going to become a reverse harem, but isn't yet in this book. It's definitely on the darker side. It is full of suspense, fast-paced. I really liked it, actually. It's got a really strong female character. It starts off not how I expected. Like, starts off with quite a bang in that you basically the world's set in that you've got dark wolves and light wolves, which are characterized by dark fur and white fur, like funnily enough. And you think that the light wolves are the good wolves, but the alpha of that pack is going to sacrifice her for the good of the pack, sort of thing. And so she escapes to be with the dark wolves. However, previously she'd tried to kill the alpha 3 times, and so he puts her in prison, and it goes on from there. She has a really interesting relationship with the alpha of the dark wolves, sort of real enemies to hate lovers, like sort of, it's a bit weird. There's a bit of, it's not dubcon with them, but let's say I don't quite like his character after it's done. I don't know quite how to feel about him. It's a bit of a weird one. I I did like her character though. I liked all the characters, apart from him, in the way that she developed them and wrote them. And I liked the story. It moved really quickly. By the end of the book, I was like, wow, is it done already? The cliffhanger was a killer. Like one of the better cliffhangers I've read in a while. I think I had a whinge to you girls at the end of this book because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and I was absolutely fine, because this cliffhanger was an absolute shitter. And this book, I swear it was meant to come out in November, and I've just had a look and it's been pushed back to December 29th. So I'm even sad as I was earlier. I only just read that because I just wanted to brush up on the date for tonight. So yeah, I'm a little bit upset over that. Ronald says, I like the story on this one, but I think it moved too fast. I'd hope we'd seen more depth in characters. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like some of, like her friend, I kind of felt like, why are we going back for him? We didn't get a lot of depth of character. But yeah, yes. And the next book is like, so yes. Yeah, not till December. I'm very angsty over that, but we will get. I will get that at the end of December, and I will probably spend. I was going to say New Year's Eve. I'm hoping I have better plans than reading on New Year's Eve. We will see. Okay. So yeah, definitely recommend it, but I would definitely recommend it once it is all done. So
once it is all done.
Or if you like cliffhangers. So
yeah, go jump straight in both feet. So yeah, that's it for Wicked Rejection.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Cammy, you're up.
Cammy.
okay, so I'm up with That Guy from Bell Brooks. First of all, thank you, Bell Brooks, for duetting our TikTok. So we were thinking that maybe we do a little TikTok for every book that we read. And then I was making the TikTok after Squid Games. So I have the theme from, but it felt so right there. And I was like, yes, it can go very good. So I did a TikTok, she duetted, and we loved it. So thank you. And now about the book, we have Melinda and Ali. The beauty of this book, first of all, hello standalone, thank you, because we've had so many books with cliffhangers and so on. Another thing I really enjoyed was having a female character around 30 years old, which is my age, so it was easy to connect, and lots of belly laughs. So I feel like I've said everywhere, for me the KFC joke was so funny and in the moment, and I think I scared my husband laughing so hard. So I think this book is on the lighter side and it's just fun and easy, and so I think I enjoyed it more because I've read so many darker books and everything was so heavy. So being able to read a fun book was just perfect.
Yeah, a bit of a palate cleanser.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just the right time, and I'm so good we have her. Arlie, oh my God, he was such a cheeky guy. I mean, you don't actually know where he stands because he just comes and goes, and then you see Melinda just going through the book where he just appears and then disappears, and you don't know what happens. And then you see the show excuse, and I was like, I love that part because I've been watching TV shows for a while and I always thought what happens behind scenes,
Mm.
and it gave you just a little bit of I don't know, aspects of this, and I enjoy that. So, but I have questions. Can I talk with him and ask him how does this happen? So, yeah. So, I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it as a light read. If I don't know. So, for me it's a good book.
Mm.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. I'm up again. Okay. Afterlife by Stephanie Hudson. Okay. Paranormal romance with a slow burn, but with a thriller sort of twist to it. It was on the longer side at 543 pages. So if you made it through it, well done. Because it's
Gold star.
definitely twice as long as some of the books that was also on there this month. It had lots of twists and turns that took us to sort of learn about the characters and their motivations and what they were, because you had Dominic Draven, who was this alpha sort of sexy, tall, dark, and handsome character who, if you look at anything about Afterlife on Instagram or whatever, you find out there's this following for him that's almost as big as the following for what's he on Twilight? Having a mental blank.
Edward.
Edward. Thank you, on Twilight. So, but I liked the length of the book gave her the time to develop the characters. So she sort of drip fed you a lot of information over the time. So you got time to learn about the characters in a lot more depth than you would in a lot of normal books. As well as the fact that you got that slow burn romance as they slowly got to know each other, because he owns this nightclub called Afterlife, and she goes to work there. And it's he's a reclusive sort of owner that entertains guests upstairs, and she works downstairs, and no one sort of ever sees them. And so it's the whole, what are they like? What are they doing? Sort of aspect. So I'm not going to tell you guys what they are, because part of the mystery I found of the book was the fact that you didn't quite know what they were in terms of paranormal race, which I thought was quite well done, because normally you go into a book and you know, oh, I'm reading about vampires or I'm reading about wolf shifters or whatever. The fact that you got through probably about a good 2/3 of this book not knowing what he exactly was, I thought was really well done, because I have read a lot of paranormal, and the fact that I couldn't pick it, I thought was quite good. That said, I felt that there were times that this felt a bit Twilighty, in that he appeared in her dreams, or he'd watch over her, and I sort of got shades of Edward standing in the corner of the room, sort of thing.
And the music and everything, yeah.
And because we've been talking about Twilight other months, I was like, oh, here we go. So same thing. It sort of, at times it drew out, and so I can see why it wasn't for you, but it was a good concept. I think this needed a trigger warning on it, which I didn't find anywhere, of stalking and kidnapping, because there was sort of that had occurred in the past and occurred again. But yeah, overall, it's if you can stick through the book, and if you like suspense and thrillers mixed with paranormal, I think you'd like this book. It's the first book of a 12-book series, so strap in because you're going to be there a while, but it does end on a hook. So if you want to end at only one book, you can. I was able to stop at one, where normally I'll jump further if it's sort of too much of a cliffhanger. So as I said, if you like suspense thrillers with like a paranormal spin, I think you probably like Afterlife. So yeah, that's it.
Mm.
So, yeah. Okay, next one up, If the Broom Fits by Sinclair Kelly. Lana, that's you.
It is cool. So this one was really fun. It's only like 120 odd pages. It's like novella length. And it was really fun. It's like a male-female male romance. It is a bit insta-lusty, insta-lovey. But like the chemistry and banter between them like makes it okay, because I'm not an insta love person. I
am.
just
Yeah, you don't get it.
yeah, I just don't get it. It doesn't work with me. But in this case, it worked for me. Like it wasn't, my focus wasn't like on the insta love. It was how much they crack up and just it was just super fun. And it's about 3 people that get thrown into this weird magical kingdom world, and are transformed into a witch, a troll, and an ogre. Yes.
Yeah.
It was just really fun and funny, and it was like we were saying before with that guy. It was just like a really nice palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Because I read a lot of horror in October. I didn't read a lot at all, but I read a lot of like thriller, horror, and fantasy around our other reads, and it was just really just fun and short, and it was nice and quick to the point. And the world, I don't think the world building suffered, because like even though it was so short, like obviously like it could have been like well expanded, but I don't think it suffered because of its length. And I know that there's a book 2 coming out.
Yeah.
It's already out.
Yes.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will be reading that one, because this was just super fun. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I like books that make me lol.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was one of those that you just couldn't help but laugh out loud.
Yeah, I thought it was well done.
I actually like the cover, and it makes you read it. I don't know. You just want to see
It's quite
what's
a
up.
pretty cover.
Yeah, and the blurb, it's like it starts with a joke.
Yeah.
So
it just fits the book so perfectly.
Yeah.
Because when I saw the cover, I was like, oh, what's this? And then I read the blurb and I was like, that's not what I thought it would be.
Exactly.
And it was just a fun ride.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so that wraps up our books for October. So our quick 6 reads is done, and we're back to 7 for next month. So 7 authors which haven't gone up yet and will be going up either later tonight or tomorrow. I guess we'll be announcing now. So, Lana, did you want to do the honours? Or do you want me to do?
I can do them. Hang on, I'm just going to copy and paste them into our chat so I can actually see them. Because otherwise we're like bouncing all over the place.
If not, I've got them in front of me.
And there. Cool. So we have Penelope Douglas.
Yay.
Lela.
Sorry, I'm a fan.
You're going to have to hear all of them now.
Lela Grace, Leah Stone, L.A. Cotton, Shannon Mayer, Veronica Eden, and Megan Montero. I'm so
Yay.
freaking excited for next month.
Yeah,
Yes.
next month's authors are all fantastic. I cannot wait to choose the books because, yeah, it's just going to be an absolutely stellar month. That being said, I don't think we've had a bad month. Every month
Yeah.
has been absolutely fantastic because, you know what, even the authors that I didn't know, I've absolutely found some gems in there that
Exactly.
I didn't know them and I didn't know the book, but I've totally enjoyed the books that we've read. So I've found some new to me authors that I can't wait to meet at Babe and buy the books and get signed. And I know my budget has totally been ruined.
Suffering.
I've started a Babe account. Like I opened an account that's specifically for Babe that no one
I
can
have that as well.
Yeah.
It's
I was
called
like, I'm going to need a lot.
when I plan on doing things that are quite expensive, because for me it will be expensive to just go there. I just plan a charity account where I have a purpose for it, and then I go and make pretty sad eyes at my husband and say, do I need, am I worthy? And he is forced to put some money there.
When you ask
Yeah.
it like, it's a good idea. When you ask it like that, am
Yes,
I worth it? They
and
can't say no.
the thing is, my husband is cheap sometimes, and he's cheap on things that he shouldn't be, and so I don't know, over the top on things that are not worth it. And if I have raised, I don't know, 50% of the amount, he easily just puts the rest in. But if I have 100% to put in, he's not. So that's my approach with him, and it works. So yeah.
As long as you're playing.
That's how I buy expensive things always.
Well, there you go.
You need to start teaching classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now every family knows to just not buy me presents unless they know I want that thing. If they have no clue, they just give me money and I put it in the charity box. So, yeah.
There you go.
The Kemi charity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're excited to, and it's going to be.
Yeah, I've read 90% of Penelope Douglas's books, so.
Yes, yeah, we've had a very excited Cami on our hands for the last week that she's known.
Yeah, I feel like every month I have something so excited about.
Yeah,
so
last month it was Jay Bray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Shannon Mayer because every book that I've read of hers I've absolutely loved.
I've waited for her to be picked so I can start. And I've heard things from you for Veronica Eden.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm looking forward to reading all of them, but yeah. I'm excited to see what people are going to pick too.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know. I've read some books from Leah Stone, but I don't know if it's going to be those or just something new or.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to move us along. Sorry, that seems to be my job, moving us along.
Yeah.
Moving us along. Next point on my list, the additions to the lineup. We've got an additional, 10 authors that are coming to Babe, which is just crazy. Well, we've lost 2. So we've lost,
Brittany
we've already read Brittany Matson. So we've lost her and Debbie Cassidy. But yeah, we've got an additional 10. So that brings it up to 174 authors, I think, or 172 authors at Babe, which is crazy. So as Ange said, surely they're going to make it a week-long event, right? And I agree. A week-long event would be nice. A week to recover would be even nicer. But it's yeah, absolutely crazy. So I am stoked to see Nikki Ash is on there. I can't wait to see her, as well as Dylan Lane and Naya Nicole. And so what I will do is hopefully no, probably not over the weekend. My daughter's moving. But maybe early next week I'll put together a brief little thing about each of them, just letting you guys know who they all are. But yeah, so super exciting. We've added more people to the list. Next thing up is the new release spreadsheet authors. We've decided to change it up because not a huge amount of people were downloading the changes to the spreadsheet. So what we're going to be doing is we'll only do those changes to the spreadsheets every 3 months, but we'll do the TikTok things
Update.
with all the covers of the books. We'll do those every month or so. But this month, it's been delayed because I'm going through and checking every author individually to check whether we've missed any. As well as with the additional 10 authors. I've now had a spanner thrown in the works. So, yeah, give me a few more days with that. Finally, we're just wanting to announce that as of beginning or end of this month, beginning of next month, we'll be releasing every month a monthly reading digital diary sort of page that you can record the books that you read, both for the Babe Book Club and the what you read privately. And so by the time Babe comes around, you'll be able to put them all together in a book form along with a signature page, which we'll also do up for all the authors. And you'll be able to record everyone's signature and either bind them or whatever you want to do. And so it'll all be in one nice place. And have it all on, as a keepsake at the end of the journey. So we're doing them up through Canva, and so they'll all look nice and pretty or whatever else. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to either print as you go or print
before you go.
Before you, like literally just before you go, if you just want the signature pages. So what we'll do is we'll update the Facebook page in the next couple of days with October, and we'll backdate, like do the ones for the previous months before that. We'll do a couple for each month with different themes to give you an idea, like to sort of give you a couple of choices for what you want to go with. Like this month's will be like Halloween themed, and then there's another more plain one if you don't want to be as crazy as that. But yeah, so that's the final sort of thing, and I'll give a shout out to, I think it was Ange that gave us that idea.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yes, she was.
With her very cool, scrapbooking organizer thing, and it was just very a cool way to record.
Yeah, and we discussed this because it's so easy when going to an author and maybe you don't remember the name of the book, and then you have it all there, so you can have just like a small memorabilia for Babe, and it's perfect. I planned on doing an autograph booklet, but I think this is so much better. So
so as I said, we'll put those up. I'll put up a sample of what the signature book will look like, so you've got an idea, but I won't actually upload the final copy until closer to Babe, because authors will drop out, and so I'll have to out like authors and things like that. So but so I think that's about it for admin sort of things.
Do we post the polls now to just pick the books?
We'll post the polls either later tonight or early tomorrow morning.
I can't wait to see.
I want to see what everyone picks. I'm so excited. I like cleared out my Kindle Unlimited in like preparation for next month.
Okay, so if we pick Corrupt, I'm gonna be so excited to see your journey on it. So also Bully, also Cadence. So.
It's Gone with the Wind again because
Don't get
no,
me
I haven't
started.
watched it yet.
Okay,
Cammy's
yeah.
trying to get us to watch Gone with the Wind, and honestly, it's a hostage situation, and I'm blinking twice for help. Okay,
It's like, yeah, no. I don't want to get into it. So this is something to do once in a lifetime. So you have to just watch it. It's like 2 hours. Seriously, what can happen? Yeah, I'm scaring my cat now, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, Cammy
You,
got a new kitten, and it's so
yes.
cute.
It's so
Can I
cute.
show it?
Yes,
Is he
Yeah.
sleeping?
show it.
So, okay, so this is
It's a
Pablo.
little Pablo.
He was asleep now, so he just sleeps on me. That I'm his personal carrier. But
Yeah.
he just, yeah. So that's a struggle because if I want to go and do stuff, I cannot do that. And now he's asleep again. So yeah.
Okay. On that note, I think we're going to wrap it up before we lose any more sanity. So thank you for sticking with us this month of October, because October has been absolutely crazy in between people getting sick and things not going to plan. So fingers crossed. I can't even see my fingers with this stupid camera. Fingers crossed November is better. I tell you what, I'm old. Can you tell? I haven't even been through
I can't. That's my crossing.
Yeah.
What
I
the?
can cross my fingers. I just can't tell.
I can. You can actually see. You don't see. You can actually see my. How can you not cross them?
I can on this hand, just not on this hand. Oh, I can. Oh, look.
What? No.
I'm blinking, guys. And on that note, we'll see you next month.
Yeah. Bye.
See ya.